Alright guys, so I have some of you asking me what do I prefer, the Gavle or the Byrna LE for EDC. So it's pretty much up to the user. By the time, depending on how you want to carry the Gavle, for example, it's not that bad to actually turn a CO2 once you practice with it and get used to having it right before it pierces, because then it don't take much to turn it real quick to activate it if you're going to EDC carry it. So my personal method, how I like to carry the Gavle and also my LE and even my SDs is pretty much like this, to make it a short video and as fast as I can make it for you guys, because I know a lot of you guys don't like watching long videos. So I want to start off saying I always have the Byrna for EDC, and I always have my Gavle for EDC. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I always have the Byrna on me for concealed carry, just because that's my preference. Nothing against the Gavle. I always had the Gavle on me. Now, what do I mean by that? This is my 511 pack, waterproof. I'll get into that in another video. This is my get home bag. I may or may not have a firearm in here. I'm not going to show it because YouTube will obviously take the video down and give me another strike. So I'm not going to show those departments. But what I will show you is what I wanted to make is I carry my Gavle in here. And obviously when I get home I take it out. Now I'll put that there. I carry the Gavle in my go bag. So let's say I'm gonna go to like a shopping mall, or like on Black Friday, you know, I went to a store that had a bunch of deals. They're only like a 5-minute drive from the house. I knew they were going to be busy. It don't matter if it's 5 minutes or an 8-hour drive. My bag's always on me. I swapped out my LE and I took the Gavle. I pre-charged it to 16 gram and it was fine. When I got back in my vehicle, I slowly bled it out. I always carry an extra one, so I put it back in my bag. Another good thing why I carry the Gavle is with all the riots and looting and all that going on, I have the ability to swap out the Byrna for a little more powerful, less lethal. And yes, I'd have my firearm still on me, but I would use less lethal, attempt to first. So if I came across like a protest or something where I couldn't get past and I didn't want my vehicle to get ruined, I'd park the vehicle somewhere beforehand and hope it's safe, and get my bag out, put my firearm on, put my Gavle on. I'd pre-charge the Gavle. I would keep this long extension just because it helps conceal the CO2. If you're a fan of my channel, you know I don't believe in firing it until I absolutely need to, no matter what less lethal it is. Because once you fire it, the gig is up with people around you. With that said, that's how I carry the Gavle and my Byrnas. Now with this, I could probably fit my TCR in here easily. But to give you guys a general idea, to answer your question, that's how I carry the Gavle and my Byrna. I had the option to swap out and pre-charge the CO2, which I wouldn't recommend doing all the time. But if it's on rare occasions when you think you're going to need a Gavle other than your Byrna, I really don't think, as well built as this thing is with their CO2s, I really don't think that the CO2 with the pressure for a short time is without being fired is going to ruin anything. So that's my advice with this, and hopefully that answers your guys' questions. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. As always, I try to respond to everybody. Sometimes I miss them, they don't come through. So that's it for this one, you guys. I'll do a full review on what I carry in my go bag, my get home bag, minus the firearm, obviously, for YouTube reasons. And you guys can get a general idea. And I also have a story about that. Never put patches on here, and I'll get into that in another video. So as always, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit those thumbs up, and as always, stay 511.